Luis Alfonso, who's also playing Chen Planeswalkers. And from the look of things, Luis is doing a little bit better than Ely is.
Yeah, Luis has a substantial edge this game because he has stuff in play with text boxes that matter. Ely does not.
That's a step in the right direction,
yeah.
one could say. Now, I imagine these deck lists are a little bit different. There's definitely some customization available to these Chen Planeswalkers deck. I'm looking at Ely's deck list, and we saw Anthony Lowry a little bit earlier. I've got 3 Nissa Worldwaker, 3 Chandra Pyromaster, where Lowry had 0 in his main deck and 1 in his sideboard. 4 Thoughtseize in the main deck here for Kassis. He has 4 copies of Pack Rat, where we didn't see those. 4 copies, of course, of Crewfix, 4 Sylvan Caryatid, a Bile-Blighted Dreadbore Ultimate Price, a couple copies of Hero's Downfall. So his build is radically different than what we saw earlier.
On Luis's side here, the Planeswalker Suite, 2 Chandra, 3 Zendigos, 2 Nissa, 2 Vraska. And then a lot of removal, Caryatid and Courser Crewfix.
Yeah, those are the 2 cards that really kind of tie the room together, Caryatid and Courser.
Yeah, Elvish Mystic is optional, whether or not you want to go that far down the main acceleration road, but those cards, I think, are non-negotiable.
So another Satyr token is going to come in, and it's time to do some attacking here for Alfonso. You see Kassis is going to do some blocking, but it looks like 6 points of damage is going to come through. Kassis is going to go down 12. You have to imagine he's looking for a card like Mizzium Mortars to catch himself back up. He hasn't found one, so we're going to play a 3rd game here between Kassis and Alfonso, Chen Planeswalker's Mirror. So let's take a look at the sideboards really quickly, and I've actually got Ely's in front of me. So I'm going to look at this because he has a different take on the deck. Really interesting. I'm going to find 2 copies of Magma Spray, 2 Lifebane Zombies, 2 Skylashers, a Duress, 2 Slaughter Games, a Gaze of Granite, Devour Flesh, 2 Golgari Charm, and then 2 copies of Hornet's Nest. What you find here, Patrick, is not anything especially great in this matchup.
Well, Luis kind of has the same thing going on here. It's got a Mortars, 2 copies of Magma Spray, 2 Rakdos Return, 4 Mistcar Hydra, 2 Scavenging Ooze, Thoughtseize, a Doomblade, 2 Slaughter Games. Thoughtseize and Rakdos Return both seem fine to me, but the rest of this is, not really bringing a lot to the table. And in fairness, that's kind of the nature of the beast. They're not going to sideboard a lot of creatures because the point of the deck is to be close to creatureless. And unless you're willing to sideboard Hero's Downfall or Pithy Needle, there's not a lot they can really bring in to fight over Planeswalkers. So they're not going to bring a lot to the table other than sideways cards like Rakdos Returns or Duresses or things along that line.
And this should be interesting to watch. You saw both players very quickly just go to shuffling here. So it looks like they might be happy with their configurations. Looks like Ely has considered sideboarding a card out here. So we will turn our attention back to Grand Prix New Jersey just a little bit here. Some of the things that are taking place on that weekend in November. I expect you to take me out to dinner while we're there.
Okay.
You gotta show me a nice restaurant or 2.
Okay, well, we're going to have to travel a little bit, probably down to New Brunswick. That's where things are going.
I am just side by side with you. You tell me where the sweet places to go, and we'll go there.
Okay, well, there's all sorts of options, so we'll figure it out.
Maybe the campus of Rutgers?
Rutgers doesn't really have a formal campus. It's sort of like a lot of buildings kind of scattered throughout the New Brunswick area. I mean, there are some university buildings, but it's not like a large campus.
I didn't know that. Only thing I know about Rutgers is Ray Rice and your terrible, terrible football coach, Greg Schiano, who I'm supposed to refer to as coach.
He's coach. Also, Osip Levodovich is a Rutgers grad. John Finkel, also Rutgers grad.
I did not know that. All right, I take it back a little bit.
Okay.
Do have our VIP package here at the Grand Prix. We've, of course, got our collectible pin, I think is the most important of the bunch there. Of course, the sleeves, the deck box, all that stuff is going to come along with it. But if you're a VIP, you're going to get that Brainstorm pin. You're also going to get the Sleep In Special, the Brainstorm deck box, the VIP badge and lanyard, and the VIP water bottle.
And access to the VIP ballroom.
Yeah.
Which is also going to be very nice.
That part's really sweet, too. So you've got relaxed seating, you've got a water station, a charging station, private pairings boards, and a VIP registration line for 8-player side events. We've talked about this quite a bit. In Magic, given the growth of the game, tournaments are huge now.
They are, and this one's going to be, I know it's legacy, but we're going to be well over 2,000 players, and it wouldn't surprise me if we were getting into the 3,000 north of that territory, too. So comfort is going to be at a premium here.
Yeah, I don't want to be side by side with you.
No.
As I'm watching you cast your Flame Rifts. I don't even know if Flame Rift goes to your deck anymore.
It's in my sideboard right now.
Wow. For what matchup?
Well, you have some Searing Blazes and some Price of Progresses in your sideboard.
Okay.
Those cards aren't good. It's just something where you can always bring it in no matter what, and you have some kind of dead weight in your main deck depending on matchups.
All right. Now you're making sense again. I don't like that. I'd rather just make fun of you for having Flame Rift to the board. Looks like Kassis is going to take a mulligan here.
Sided in against opponents with life totals.
Boom.
Boom.
Get your
No, it's not even boom. It's more of a thud.
Yeah.
Fire Blast, that's a boom. Flame Rift is a thud.
Yeah. We both take 4. I don't care.
Yeah. This is what I'm here to do.
Yeah. I like that card. It's just really just sets the table
Some sand in your
for
eyes.
some things to come.
Yeah.
So sand in your eyes too.
Yeah.
Sand for everybody. Free of charge.
If you were taxing my life total at all, I wouldn't be able to do this. So just play with some creatures and attack me. This wouldn't be happening.
That's not a thing in Legacy. Stomping ground.
Mr. Stoneforge Mystic over there.
Stomping ground for both players. Let's see what turn 2 brings. Just another stomping ground past the turn back. So no acceleration here for Kassis. We'll see if Alfonso has any. He has. It looks like he's got a land over waste. Looks like he maybe wanted to play a different land there, as you saw him kind of pick it up because he has Overgrown Tomb, but he's going to leave that waste in play, and we'll see if Kassis does have a third land to play.
Yeah, it looked like he had nothing to do on turn 2. He has an Overgrown Tomb and a Courser Krufix in his hand. So probably was better served by playing the Tomb tapped.
There's a Courser there for Kassis. Take a look at the top card. It's a Sylvan Carry added. This, I imagine, is a removal spell. Yeah, so that's why you saw him play that. So Ultimate Price is going to take care of the Courser.
And to the point of not having that much removal in the, or not many creatures in this list and not many things to sideboard in as a result of the way the decks are built, Ultimate Price still in Luis's list, even though really only Courser Krufix and is the target, you know?
Of course, you're going to reveal Land of War Waste there for Alfonso. So the next land drop will be found. There's a Sylvan Carry added. And Kassis just has to pass the turn back. So Alfonso will draw a card. It is that Land of War Waste. There's another copy of Ultimate Price. Alfonso's going to gain a life, go to 18. And we'll see if he's got a Planeswalker to deploy. Looks like he does have Xenagos. That card's so important for this deck.
Yeah, really good in the mirror match too. I mean, in similar-ish matchups, Xenagos is the card.
Center token comes on down. Kassis is going to draw a card here. Pretty important for him to find a land. Did find one there in a forest. Could have a really big turn here of Nissa untap those 4 lands to play something else. Something you actually don't see a lot here from Jund Planeswalkers is that play.
But Ely needs to play a little bit of catch-up, as you mentioned. Behind the board right now, and Luis definitely developing this where that Rakdos return in his hand could be awesome. I mean, he can make a lot of mana next turn. That enables Mizium Mortars as well.
Well, there's a Chandra. It's going to go up to 5. Take down Xenagos just a touch. And it looks like Kassis is trying to set up for a better turn while still being able to protect his Chandra.
Yeah.
Because if a Satyr token comes in, for example, it can go down to 1, but he'll still have it the next turn.
The issue here is this Rakdos return in Luis's hand might be for it all.
Yep. And that's for a whole bunch, as Xenagos did go up. So that means 4 damage, and there goes a Planeswalker. And you can see the power of Rakdos return in this matchup. It is huge.
Yep. I mean, both decks can generate a lot of mana. It's awesome at fighting over Planeswalkers.
Yep.
It's very well suited to this matchup.
And now the Courser advantage is going to start to take over here for Alfonso. He's going to make sure that he's always drawing some solid cards. He's got another copy of Rakdos return in his hand. He also has a Nissa in the grip as well. Going to make a Satyr token. Going to come across here for 6. Only 4 is going to get through. Now there's a Devour Flesh. So away goes a Satyr token. Alfonso will gain a little bit of life in that exchange. And Alfonso also does have a Nissa to follow up with. We'll see if that's what he's going to deploy, as you see 5 mana being tapped. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So Nissa Worldwaker will come down. Elevator's going to go up. And now it looks like Land of War Waste is going to become a 4/4 creature. We can't forget it's a 4/4 elemental with trample, and Kassis is going to draw 1 more card and concede the game. So Luis Alfonso, off the back of a very timely Rakdos return, is going to get the job done here. Moves on to 5-1 with Jund Planeswalkers.
Yeah, Ely Mulligan and